Update status on Ozzie for tomorrow.
Ozzie won't be playing tomorrow, but he's making good progress. So we're happy with the progress that he's making. We think he's still ahead of the timeline, but it's not gonna impact this game.
What is the timeline for him and expectations when you do get him?
We've tried not to set a timeline in terms of saying, okay, it's this game or that game, because we want to see how he feels and see that he continues to make progress. So today, as an example, his max speed was like at 84% of what his normal max speed is. So, early on Wednesday or Thursday, he was like at 72%. So he's already made big strides, and we expect next week is probably going to be his biggest week in terms of gains, because now he's really able to get out there and do that. So is that going to make him a possibility for the San Jose game? I don't know. Does that make it for the Tijuana game in preparation for Dallas? That's something we'll decide next week.
With all the CBA stuff going on and Brad just getting back, what does that do for your back line?
Well, it's, every individual, is different, and so we just want to make sure Brad's a good captain. So if he's ready to play, he'll play, and, that's going to be his call. And if he feels, that he's maybe not quite ready, then, we'll come to a decision there as well. But certainly, from a training standpoint, it didn't really affect us. Brad had a lot of time with that unit in preseason. Zach Scott's a veteran guy. Him and Chad are very familiar with each other, so if that's the way we go, we're not worried either way.
Is this kind of a heavy paperwork, 36 hours, trying to get some last guys signed? And I think it was about this time y'all got Mike Truffaut and some big names in the past have gone.
Yeah, it's a heavy paperwork and a confusing time a little bit too, because we're trying to get clarity and final answers from the league as to how certain things are going to work and all of that good stuff before you lock in and commit to things. Because if you lock in and commit to things and the league says, oh no, now you can do it this way, all of a sudden you're like, wow. And I think us, along with some other teams, are probably going through similar things. So I think everybody's going through the same things, and it's just a matter of hopefully by the dust will settle and we'll have clarity by Tuesday or Wednesday next week.
The result in New England last year has come up a couple times, but it's so long ago. Is there any lessons that you can take from that, or is it a completely blank slate for both teams?
It was a strange game. It was a one-off game. It was the game right before the guys were going to go into the World Cup camp. So for DeAndre and Evans and Clint, it was a game. I know what it's like when you're about to go into a World Cup camp. You don't want to get injured. You want to make sure you're healthy. Last thing I remember Frankie Hajduk's disappointment when he gets injured. I think about a month ahead of the World Cup camp. So, so players are going to be a little bit cautious on the game. So, and it was a game that early on we had enough chances to score and we didn't take them. And then they scored some good goals. And in fairness, they outplayed us that day and they were better. So, it definitely will sit there, but it's a new season and we want to get off to a good start at home.
It looks like that's going to be a different look from them as well that you'll see out there. Just any expectations in particular with this game tomorrow?
Well, obviously Jay Heaps has to make his decisions, in terms of Agudelo and Davis, and is Lee Wynn ready to start, or is he somebody that might just be off the bench again? And obviously Jermaine Jones is like Ozzie for us, he's not going to be available. So, but they're a team now that Jay's been there a while. I think they understand how they want to play as a group and as a team. And I think the guys he's putting in to replace those guys are not newbies. They're not newcomers. They're veteran guys, who've been with the team. So I don't see it as a big change.
What do you want to see from your group out there tomorrow, game one?
I want to see the effort, the engagement, the desire, and I want to see the good soccer that I know we're capable of. The combining with each other, the attacking side of our game, which is a big part of our game, and I want to see good, solid defense as well. So everything.
Is it a different expectation this time around than it was this time last year going into the opener when it comes to that kind of stuff?
Maybe last year, because we had so many new faces, there was a little more of, okay, what's it going to be like? This year, okay, we knew what it was like last year. Now can we continue to build on that and be better?
What are you guys doing differently this year than you did last year?
It's a situation that it's a veteran group, so we've sort of let the veteran group grow a little bit. I haven't been too concerned sometimes with the play as much as making sure that their fitness is where I want it to be. and again, I think those kind of players, they know the difference between a real game and a training game, an exhibition game, and they'll be ready to go.